gonna happen? I got it. I got it. I can't swim. I'm negative buoyant. Go back again. Can't swim. Go back again. Go back again. Go back again. I got it. I realize that I keep going back and going back and going back until the just becomes, your mind will say, okay, we're gonna figure it out. Because he is not going to stop. It's not like I'm gonna try one more time. No. It's just like one clock goes off, boom, we're going back. I can't read right, we're going back. I gave myself no way out, and my mind realized that. They said, okay, we're gonna adapt and overcome now. Like a lot of people say, trying hard. Your mind knows, man. You know, this guy's bull, man, this guy's lying. There's no truth behind it. When I was in Navy SEAL training, people go, how were you there for 18 months? The program was only 6 months long. You were in 3 Hell Weeks in 1 year. No one's ever done that. How did you do that? I talk about the new norm. When I lived in a $7 a month place when I was growing up for a short period of time, I loved it. I didn't know any different. That was my norm. Once we moved out of that place, we moved to a $236 a month place. I was like, I never want to go back to that little piece of shit. But if you go back to that $7 a month place, and you realize this is where I live, this is all I got. Your mind says, Roger that, this is home. So when I was going to Navy SEAL training for 18 months, and going back to all the hard parts over again, I told myself after the first time, I knew it was gonna be a long journey there. My body was breaking down. It was just how it was going on. I said, you know what, this is my new norm. So my mind said, it's like going to work. Like you go to work, put your suit and tie on, I go into suffering every day. Every day suffering, being broken, duct taping my feet up, stretch fractures, shin splints, being broken. This is my new norm. And your mind says, if we're not broken, this ain't normal. You gotta be broken. So then your mind starts to get tougher and tougher and more callous. How'd you run on broken feet? Broken shins. My mind knew this is how we operate. We're in Navy SEAL training. This is what we are. I became hell. And that became my new norm. I gave myself, it was just how it was going on. I said, you know what, this is my new norm. So my mind said, it's like going to work. Like you go to work, you put your suit and tie on, I go into suffering every day. Every day suffering, being broken, duct taping my feet up, stretch fractures, shin splints, being broken. This is my new norm. And your mind says, if we're not broken, this ain't normal. We gotta be broken. So then your mind starts to get tougher and tougher and more callous. How'd you run on broken feet? Broken shins. My mind knew this is how we operate. We're in Navy SEAL training. This is what we are. I became hell. And that became my new norm. I gave myself no way out. There was nothing outside these walls of hell. Nothing. I love God, but for a short period of time, I became the devil. Because that was hell. I became the boss, the owner, the CEO of Navy SEAL training. That was my mindset. And that's how you get through things. You put yourself, you immerse yourself wherever it is, and you become that. You become that and give yourself no way out. When I was 297 pounds and I was fat as hell trying to be a Navy SEAL, the scariest thing in the world to me, even to this day, was that could have been the rest of my life. I thought then I was trying hard. That's the scariest thing in the world. I thought then, 297 pound, working for Ecolab, spraying for cockroaches, making $1,000 a month. I thought that was me at my 100% potential. Come to find out, a few years later, I wasn't anywhere near that. 106 pounds less, graduated Navy SEAL training, went on to do all these other things. Looking back on that, that was me trying hard. That's why people gotta understand, what is in us, we have no idea until we start trying hard. And I mean really trying hard, when you're obsessed with, hey, this is my new norm. My new norm is that, wow, this isn't always fun. It's not always meant to be fun. And that's when you know you're trying hard. People hear my story and think this guy's sadistic. I realized how the brain works. I figured out how the brain works. I'm a scared kid, and that's what gives me so much power. I had no foundation, and I built this off of just researching the mind. The feeling you get is basically invincibility. You realize that you can't do it all the time. When you need to do it, I know I can go to a place that I can live in. And when you know that you can run on broken legs, and you can do certain things that a lot of people can do, but they're not willing to do, this power, this sympathetic nervous system of fight or flight, and you're fighting, it gives you this charge of energy. But when you're sitting there at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, and you're duct taping your feet up because they're broken, and you're doing it by yourself, and you're going through arguably one of the hardest training in the world. And these guys, most of them are healthy, and you're going through it broken, and you're already at a disadvantage, but you're still there. You can feed into that and tap into that for a lot of power. But if you look at it, well, I'm broken. I'm not going to make it. If you look at it as, man, I'm broken and I'm still here. And I'm fighting, and I'm going to find a way to get through this. Because I have no other place to go. It gives you a lot of power. When things start to suck really, really bad, my brain and a lot of people's brain, they don't go to your dad beating you up. Your brain says, we ain't out of here. This is miserable. So anger goes away a lot of times when you're suffering, because your brain says, we gotta run, we gotta go. So that anger is not popping up saying, oh, I want to show them, I want to show those people. No, there has to be a much deeper. When I say deeper, it has to be down to mineral soil. It has to be down to that nice mineral soil where nothing can burn. You can't burn dirt. So it has to be down that low, that literally is something in you that's at the core of your soul. But you don't find it unless you spend a lot of time with what you want to be in life. I can't give that to you. You can't give it to somebody. When you find your true passion in life, and my passion for me was like, oh, I want to be the Navy SEALs, Army, I don't give a shit. I want to serve my country. I want to be someone that I'm proud of. I want to look at myself in the mirror, and I was so disappointed. That accountability where I talk about, so it has to be down that low, that literally is something in you that's at the core of your soul. But you don't find it unless you spend a lot of time with what you want to be in life. I can't give that to you. You can't give it to somebody. When you find your true passion in life, and my passion for me was like, oh, I want to be the Navy SEALs, Army, I don't give a shit. I want to serve my country. I want to be someone that I'm proud of. I want to look at myself in the mirror because I was so disappointed. That accountability that I talk about, I was so disappointed in what I saw every day. I wanted everybody to love David Goggins. And a lot of people did. I didn't love myself. But I knew a lot of us want to find peace first. So people say, man, you always talk about this suffering and pain. I'm at peace right now because of it. You don't find peace first. If you do, Merry Christmas. More power to you. More power to you. I found peace on the opposite end of finding myself. And no one really finds themselves without going through trials, tribulations, suffering, accountability. And accountability is suffering. Being accountable every day for doing right for yourself and the people next to you, it's miserable. It's hard. So, even the smallest details.
करूँ मैं। ये बात सही है, लेकिन भाई सिर्फ यही एक रीजन है। पैसे तो पिछले 3-4 साल से मिल रहे हैं, उससे 8 साल पहले तक कुछ नहीं मिलता था। बड़ा रीजन ये है भाई कि मेरी मोटिवेशन परमानेंट, मुझे मोटिवेशनल वीडियोस देखने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती, क्योंकि जब मैं शीशे में खुद को देखता हूँ तो सोचता हूँ 40 साल का ये साला मैं ही अपने बच्चों के साथ उछल कूद करता हूँ। 12th में पढ़ रहा बड़ा बेटा प्राउडली अपने स्कूल लेके जाना चाहता है, क्योंकि मैं उसको शो ऑफ, वाइफ को देख के ऐसा फील होता है जैसे अभी 6 महीने पहले जवान हुआ हूँ। उसके प्यार का असर तो है ही, लेकिन सालों की स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग से ऑप्टिमाइज हार्मोन्स का भी असर है मेरे। तो तुम बताओ, ऐसे बेनिफिट्स के लिए हफ्ते में 2 घंटे वर्कआउट ज्यादा है क्या? This short video, I'm going to share with you some of the simplest but most important self-defense tips that I teach. If you pay nothing else attention to what I other my videos or whatever, please pay attention to this. My name is Jason Davidson. I'm a former CIA officer, and I've trained thousands of people over the years in self-defense. It is my life's mission to him. And so we're coming down the court, and he passes the ball, and I look, of course, but I'm playing defense.
हेलो जी, इट्स अ वर्ड डॉक्टर कौन? ये आंखों में बहुत नींद आ रही है। ये वीडियो रिकॉर्ड करते ही चलो जी, सबसे पहली बात है कि नो मोबाइल फोन। मिनिमम अपने मोबाइल फोन का यूज सिर्फ अपने आप को प्रोडक्टिव मेंटेन करने के लिए करना है। ये किस तरीके से करना है और किस तरीके से नहीं करना। सबसे पहले तो करना किस तरीके से, कुछ भी तुम अपने आप।
I love things about ancient Greece. I always had a very visceral connection to ancient Greece since I was young. Something about it, the excitement in a way that the journey can explain.
Yes, come. Good afternoon. No, the first question first. Why not sleep?
But I think it was a more strategic decision because the syllabus was very huge. I was not able to consolidate the syllabus for 6 or 8 semesters in 2 papers. So, and having gone
doctors themselves believe that fatty liver is 100% treatable and that too at home without any medicine. That's why if you or anyone in your family has fatty liver, there is absolutely no need to panic. Rather, what's needed is to understand that fatty liver is like a fire alarm. The fire has just started, but if we act quickly to put it out, it will easily go away without causing any harm. And that's exactly the purpose behind this video. In this video, I'll share a few things with you. If you follow them, you can be sure that your fatty liver will be cured within 2 months, and that too permanently. So without any further delay, let's get started with this important video. Hello friends, welcome to Fatty Liver. Fatty liver, as the name suggests, means the accumulation of fat in the liver. Now see, having a little fat is normal, but when more than 5% of your liver cells get surrounded by fat, that's when doctors call it fatty liver. Now this fatty liver is of two types. One happens due to drinking too much alcohol. This is called alcoholic fatty liver. People who drink alcohol regularly or those who binge drink on weekends have a risk of getting alcoholic fatty liver. But the second type is non-alcoholic fatty liver, in which more than 5% fat gets accumulated in the liver even without drinking alcohol. This non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, also called NAFLD, is becoming more common nowadays. I have non-alcoholic fatty liver, so that means I can have alcohol, right? Alcohol is not some nectar that will benefit you. Rather, it's actually a slow poison. It will definitely cause some harm. And this is not something I am saying. Go through the latest guidelines of the World Health Organization. They have clearly stated that when it comes to alcohol consumption, there is no safe amount that does not affect health. And in the case of fatty liver, the problem is that even though 5% fat has already accumulated, the body doesn't give any noticeable symptoms. Because of this, you don't even realize that fatty liver is developing. And if it is not stopped at the first stage, in the second stage, the liver cells start getting destroyed and inflammation develops in the liver. If care is still not taken, then slowly the liver cirrhosis develops, in which the liver completely shrinks, becomes tight, and its capacity to function decreases drastically. However, this is a very advanced question. Yeah, all this is fine, but tell me what makes us susceptible to fatty liver? Yes, this is an important question. Who is at the risk of getting fatty liver? So look, the people most at risk of developing fatty liver are those who are overweight. If you have a belly fat, then you have the highest chances of getting fatty liver. Now, when does the belly grow? When the intake of refined sugar is high, when we eat foods made from maida, when we eat a lot of outside fried food. Obviously, if you regularly eat chole bhature for breakfast or have kachori, samosa, bread pakoda, chips, biscuits, and namkeen as snacks, then your belly is bound to come out. And this fat that accumulates around the midsection is the same fat that starts building up on the liver as well. Secondly, people who frequently take painkillers, paracetamol, or steroidal drugs also have higher chances of getting fatty liver. Proper studies have been done on this, and scientists have found that these medicines damage liver cells and cause inflammation in the liver. That's why it's wise to take medicine only when it is absolutely necessary. Having diabetes or high cholesterol also increases the risk of developing fatty liver. And the reverse is also true. Doctors believe that if you already have fatty liver, then you are climbing the first step to diabetes and blood pressure. That's why even though fatty liver may not seem like a major disease, if you ignore it, it can start affecting other organs too. Now there are so many overweight people, but how do we know that if our liver is getting fatty or not? I mean, there should be some symptoms to guess if the liver is getting fatty. There aren't any specific symptoms, but still, in some people, red or brown dots start appearing on their legs. Some people feel pain on the right side of their abdomen just being the hips. This pain usually occurs while sitting but goes away when you lie down. Then, if you constantly feel tired, even after sleeping well at night, that's also a sign that your liver's health is off. Some people develop a dark patch around the neck or throat area. Some get small skin tags on their neck. Some feel that their digestive capacity has become sluggish. These are the few possible symptoms, but remember, they may or may not appear. So to confirm if you have fatty liver, there is a simple ALT test that works around 100 people. In this test, they check the value of SGPT. If it's above 40, then be alert, and your liver has begun to get fatty. But don't get too caught up in all this. The real point is that fatty liver is not a major disease. It's a lifestyle disorder. It happens when you eat junk food and don't exercise. Just remember this simple equation. D plus E is equal to F. That means diet plus exercise equals freedom from fatty liver. Can you throw some light on what kind of diet we should have in fatty liver? To put it in one line, diet should be such that it helps reduce our body fat. In fact, when someone is diagnosed with fatty liver, do you know what the first advice doctors give them? They say go and lose 10% of your body fat and your fatty liver will automatically go. Now, if we have to reduce this fat, first thing is that we should stop eating unhealthy outside food and start eating healthy homemade food. I mostly have ghar ka khana, but at times I eat outside also. That should be fine, right? Think of it like you are trying to fill a pot with water, but there is a hole in it. Will this pot ever fill up? In the same way, this Chinese food, deep fried food, processed foods, and packaged items are those holes in your pot. You eat healthy food, which means we are trying to fill the pot. But since there are holes, it never fills up. If you eat whole foods instead of refined foods for just a few days, you will see your fatty liver is getting better very fast. Note down these 5 things. First, avoid eating maida. Instead, eat whole wheat. In fact, keep changing your grains, oats, millets, ragi, jowar, and barley. For example, sometimes you can have vegetables steel ka roast dalia for breakfast, sometimes barley dalia, sometimes make a besan chilla. For lunch, sometimes eat ragi roti, sometimes jowar roti, and sometimes replace rice with millets. If you keep switching your grains like this, neither your home food will feel boring, plus you will also get the vital nutrients needed to reduce liver fat. Second, eat lentils with steak. Whole wheat, moong dal, black turar dal, urad dal, whole masoor, rajma, chana, black chana, media. All these foods provide fiber, which helps reduce liver fat. This has also been proven in a 2019 study. Third, once a day, make sure to eat a salad of raw vegetables. The best time is before lunch. You can have a plate of beetroot, carrot, radish, cucumber, cabbage, whatever fresh vegetables you find. Sprinkle some black salt, black pepper, and lemon juice on top to make a tasty salad. Beetroot in particular is considered extremely beneficial for pregnancy. In 2023, a 12-week study was done on 180 adults. They were divided into 4 groups. The group Mediterranean diet alone, beetroot juice alone, and beetroot juice plus Mediterranean diet. The result was that beetroot juice alone group and beetroot juice plus Mediterranean diet group saw significant reductions in liver fat. Researchers said that beetroot juice alone is a potentially effective treatment of NAFLD, while when combined with Mediterranean diet, the result is even more effective. And Mediterranean diet is nothing but the diet that includes whole foods. Fourth point, once a day eat fruit. All fruits are good, but apples, papaya, oranges, guava, banana, muskmelon, and watermelon are the best. They sometimes replace rice with millets. If you keep switching your grains like this, either your home food will feel boring, plus you will also get the vital nutrients needed to reduce flavor fat. Second, eat lentils with steak. Whole grain moong dal, black urad dal, moat dal, whole masoor, rajma, chana, black chana, lobia. All these foods provide fiber, which helps reduce flavor fat. This has also been proven in a 2019 study. Third, once a day, make sure to eat a salad of raw vegetables. The best time is before lunch. You can have a plate of beetroot, carrot, radish, cucumber, cabbage, whatever fresh vegetables you find. Sprinkle some black salt, black pepper, and lemon juice on top to make a tasty salad. Beetroot in particular is considered extremely beneficial for fatty liver. In 2023, a 12-week study was done on 180 adults. They were divided into 4 groups. Control group, Mediterranean diet alone, beetroot juice alone, and beetroot juice plus Mediterranean diet. The result was that beetroot juice alone group and beetroot juice plus Mediterranean diet group saw significant reductions in liver fat. Researchers said that beetroot juice alone is a potential effective treatment of NAFLD, while when combined with Mediterranean diet, the result is even more effective. And Mediterranean diet is nothing but the diet that includes good foods. Fourth point, once a day eat fruit. All fruits are good, but apples, papaya, oranges, guava, banana, muskmelon, and watermelon are the best for fatty liver. Among dry fruits, walnuts are considered the best for fatty liver because of their omega-3 fatty acids. Fifth, eat whatever seasonal vegetables are available, but don't cook them in refined oil. Either cook them in Kachchi Ghani mustard oil or use any other cold pressed oil. These are the 5 pearls. Each pearl is precious, but just like pearls only become wearable when they are strung together in a thread, in the same way, string these 5 pearls in the thread of intermittent fasting. If you follow intermittent fasting aligned with the circadian rhythm, this diet will become so effective that within a maximum of 2 months, fatty liver will be history for you. Intermittent fasting aligned with circadian rhythm. What's this new fad now? It's not new, it's actually a traditional way of living and comes naturally to us. Earlier, people used to finish their dinner before sunset by 6 or 7 in the evening, and then they would eat breakfast directly at 9 or 10 in the morning. Farmers in India follow this even today. Modern science is now calling this same habit intermittent fasting aligned with the circadian rhythm. For example, if you have breakfast at 10 in the morning, lunch at 2 in the afternoon, and dinner by 7 in the evening, basically from 6-7 p.m. till 9-10 p.m., there is a good gap of 15-16 hours during which your body's intelligence gets a chance to heal itself. And friends, you will be happy to know that liver is one such organ that even if it is 90% damaged, it can still heal itself if given the right conditions. Intermittent fasting gives the liver that exact opportunity. When we follow this regularly, the liver heals every day, and within a few weeks, it becomes healthy again. Not just on liver, intermittent fasting aligned with circadian rhythm gives amazing results for almost every health problem, be it body fat, diabetes, or blood pressure. Take the challenge and try it for a week. Definitely you will be able to notice the difference. We have discussed in detail in this video how to do intermittent fasting. Because when people first hear about it, they feel like if we have dinner by 6 or 7 p.m., don't you feel hungry at night? Or some people return from work around 9 p.m. So they wonder how they can follow. I have tried to answer all such questions in that video, so make sure you watch it. I think it will really help you and make this habit sound more practical. Can you suggest some exercise that will help me get rid of this fatty liver fast? Note that the main thing is diet. If you start eating as we have discussed, consider 70% of the work done. Still, scientific studies have shown that in cases of fatty liver, results come even faster if a person does 150 minutes of exercise per week. That means just 20 minutes a day. I think we all can easily spare 20 minutes. Plus, in those 20 minutes, whatever exercise you do, it will somehow help reduce that fat of liver. That is why choose what you enjoy. You can go out for a run, you can brisk walk in a park, you can do yoga or pranayama, you can dance, you can do weight training or play any sport. Main thing is to dedicate a minimum 20 minutes a day for exercise. See, I understood the diet and exercise part, but it will be greatly helpful for us if you will share us some home remedies to get rid of fatty liver. I share with you 2 home remedies that are not only effective but also don't clash with each other. Means if you want, you can follow all 3 together. The first one is sugarcane juice. You might have heard that sugarcane juice helps reduce liver heat. When someone has jaundice, even doctors recommend drinking sugarcane juice. But you may be taken aback fact that sugarcane juice works like a medicine for fatty liver. It is so effective that if someone drinks fresh sugarcane juice regularly for a few months, their SGPT and SGOT levels start coming back to the normal range. I have personally met people whose SGPT levels, which should ideally not be more than 40, and gone above 300. But just by drinking sugarcane juice daily for 3-4 months, their reports turned out to be normal. Just imagine how powerful it is. From my own experience, plus speaking to Ayurvedic acharyas, I have no doubt that sugarcane juice is a miraculous remedy for fatty liver. Just remember a few things. First, whenever you drink sugarcane juice, make sure it's freshly prepared. Often vendors try to mix leftover juice, so ensure that it's extracted fresh right in front of your eyes. Second, don't add salt to it, and if possible, avoid ice as well. Okay, if it's extremely hot, you can add a little ice, but it's better to skip it because sugarcane juice is naturally cooling for the body. Third, you can add lemon, mint, and ginger to the juice. Rather, it will increase its effectiveness. Fourth, don't drink sugarcane juice after 4 or 5 p.m. Consider 5 p.m. as the last window. If you drink it before that, it will have full effect. Fifth, drink it on an empty stomach. Don't have it right after lunch, otherwise it won't be effective. Either drink it before breakfast or before lunch, or 2 hours after breakfast or 2 hours after lunch. And most importantly, drink it consistently for 2-3 months. Find a juice vendor near you and tell him, Bhaiya, I'll drink 1 glass sugarcane juice from you daily. Please make it fresh for me. Get your ANP test done today, and after 3 months, get another test done. You will be amazed by the results you see. Second thing that is very effective for fatty liver is cooking. There was a study in which scientists injected a liver damaging agent into the bodies of mice. Then those same mice were given cooking. After a few hours, their livers were found to have cooled completely. In Ayurveda, Kutki is considered one of the best herbs for liver health. What to say of fatty liver? Kutki has shown excellent results in even the most serious liver damage cases like cirrhosis. Actually, there are 3 main reasons why Kutki is so effective for the liver. First, Kutki has a cooling nature which helps reduce the heat of the liver. Second, its antimicrobial properties help reduce inflammation in the liver. Third, it cleanses the liver. For best results, take half a teaspoon of Kutki powder in a glass. Add half a teaspoon of honey to it and mix with a little warm water. Then just drink it. Kutki is naturally bitter, but when mixed with honey, its bitterness is somewhat masked. You can take it half an hour before breakfast or at night before sleeping. If you take it regularly for even 1 month, your liver will start functioning strongly again. I tried Kutki, it's effective, but I can't bear its taste. Plus it's quite expensive. Can you share something more palatable? I'll share a better solution for you in Remedy 3, but before that, let me share with you Anvesh's Amla Prash. As soon as winter arrives, we start taking Chyawanprash to strengthen our immunity. But nowadays, most Chyawanprash products contain more sugar than Amla. And on top of that, they are filled with preservatives. However, Anvesh's Amla Prash has 3 things that make it truly special. First, instead of refined sugar, it's made using Desi Khansai sugar.